games in the area tonight. Is there any big games?
I think New Election's playing a 0 for 5 team. We're playing Coshopton.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't have any idea.
John Glenn Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook's had a good season.
7-0 Meadowbrook at halftime.
We welcome you back to West Muskingum High School here. You know, it's been an interesting game to this point. You know, it's 14-0, West End leading Morgan. But Morgan showed fight there in the second quarter. We'll first start with Ted. What did you see out of this Morgan team in the second quarter that made it at least closer now?
Well, the first quarter they had a lot of problems with the shotgun snap, and the second quarter they seemed to have cleaned that up, and that was the biggest difference in my opinion. Wouldn't you say, Coach?
That and their defense. Yeah. I mean, West End didn't have the ball in the second quarter. I don't remember Windland getting the ball until that last drive to run the clock out.
Yeah.
So their defense dominated West End, and their offense moved the ball. They just didn't get any points.
It was bad snaps that were really disrupting the timing of their offensive plays.
Yep.
So we have some first half highlights for you. We're going to take a look at those as we keep going. So, you know, early in this one we mentioned Windland. There he is on the ground. He had that big run that really started that offense, and he really was a good run there.
He was really good, though.
Then, of course, you know, the Morgan had the ball 2 times in the red zone. One of them, that second interception there from the junior quarterback.
Yeah, 2 interceptions thrown, both inside the 10-yard line.
Definitely could have had a different outcome when you look at that. You know, they got down to the red zone. Red zone defense showed up for West Muskingum. So definitely a lot to look forward to here as we begin half number 2.
But as I mentioned earlier, the Tornadoes scored 14 points in the first 8 minutes. And it's been a 0-0 stalemate since that point. So even though Morgan trails by 2 scores, they got to be feeling pretty good about themselves in the position they're in.
No doubt about it. But I would say Coach Brownrigg, I'm sure, had a very inspirational time at halftime with the youngsters.
I concur.
Yeah.
Probably pretty animated inside that locker room.
Strap them on a little tighter, boys.
I'm sure.
Let's get this thing done.
So Morgan getting ready to kick away. West Muskingum will receive here to start the second half. Up 14. We mentioned the Morgan defense. Couple big stops in the second quarter. We'll see what they bring. I think that Coach Brownrigg is going to run the ball here with Windland once they come out. Try to establish that ground game again.
You know, I think the other thing West End did is they won the situation football encounters. That goal line red zone defense did the job.
So the kick is away, and this one's going to be returned with a little bit of a crease, cutting back, and still on his feet. There goes Carter Smith to the right, and he's going to keep on going past the 20, makes a juke, and he's inside the 10. You can't think of a better start for West End coming out of the break.
Hey, you betcha.
Carter Smith did that to New Lexington 2 weeks ago, ran one back inside the 20. He's got big play capabilities. He shows it right there. Speed, athleticism, vision. He's got it all for a young sophomore.
Well, that's definitely a way to start the second half as far as, exerting your dominance that you had, like you said, in the first 8 minutes of the game, and then their offense kind of disappeared. So
there wasn't a freshman a year ago I was more impressed with than Carter Smith. He just really boost this West Muskingum team.
Well, we got Houston in there on offense. What do you think this is going to be? Yeah.
Give to Windland. Windland cruising his way forward, shoves a defender off, and he's in for his second score of the game.
That didn't take long. 15 seconds into the third quarter, Tornadoes on the board.
Making it easy on the chain gang. Weren't needed on that first play. They were already in goal to go, and they capitalized on the first down there to score the touchdown.
You get to see Doug's buddy here, Silas Kuhn.
You bet.
Kick one up and through.
So 20-0. PAT would make it 21. Snap good, hold good, kick is also good. So a 3-touchdown lead now for the Tornadoes. And, you know, on the bright side for Morgan, you got 11:45 to work with here in the third quarter, but you didn't want to give up that touchdown.
Well, I'm anxious to see the Tornado defense, see if they come out as inspired as the special teams and the offense. I know on the touchdown play, Houston was in the power eye as a fullback, and there wasn't a whole lot in the way of Windland when he went into the end zone. Well, now for the South 60 Films Mystery Theater. What will the kickoff be, fellas?
We'll see if he puts it on the ground. He's done it 3 times already. Almost came away with one of the 3. I want to remind you that today's broadcast brought to you by Foxfire Schools, free public alternative education serving students grades K through 12. So Kuhn ready to, I'd say kick it away, but more likely kick it into the ground. And that's exactly what he'll do, as it's off a Morgan player and it's fallen on right there, but still beyond the 45. Good field position.
Excellent field position.
You really got to be on your toes if you're an up man receiving a kick from West Muskingum, because it could be coming to you.
Well, I think Coach Brownrigg is putting a little pressure on his defensive guys. When you're onside kicking, if you don't pick it up, the team's going to be really close to that 50-yard line. You're telling your defense, go out there and get them stuffed.
Showing supreme confidence in your defensive unit for sure.
Absolutely.
So the Morgan offense takes over. Banks in motion. Low snap. This is going to be a give to Dodd. Dodd gets a couple yards on first down as he fights past the 50.
Yeah, that hole closed quickly. 3 or 4 different tornadoes in there on the gang tackle.
I see 31, Cooper McKenzie getting up. He was involved.
Carter Winland was there as well. Carter Winland, excellent linebacker as well. And it's just, if you were to, build a prototypical high school football player, he'd look a lot like Carter Winland.
Absolutely. He does it all, offensively and defensively.
2nd down and 8. It's a play action.
Oh, wow.
And great play by Carter Smith, breaking that pass up.
Well, Houston was on a blitz. He was coming from the inside. Smith was coming from the outside. And Paulie's lucky that wasn't caught and run down the field. Third and long. I got to believe that these guys don't convert here. We'll see the Morgan punt team come out.
3rd down and 8, 4 wide receivers. Paulie takes the snap, pressure in the face, and he's going to be brought down. All-out blitz there from the Tornadoes. It's Ethan Garrett in on the sack.
Yeah, they were.
Paulie had no chance.
No, they
had no chance on that.
The pass rush was on him before he completed his drop back. If you can't even plant your back foot in the ground before they're on top of you, it's really going to be a tough night.
Especially if you're in the shotgun. I mean, you're off the line already. Okay, that play took the suspense out of whether they'd be in 4-down territory or not.
Tavian Myers punts this one away, a huge punt.
Yeah, good looking
punt.
punt.
For a fair catch, and it's going to roll, and that might take a Morgan bounce. It's checked up at the 1.
Can't do it any better than that. I think it's going to be down around the 1 or 2 yard line.
Yeah, I think it might be the 2. Either way, that's exactly what this Morgan special teams unit needed.
Well, 11. There's a real heady play that time by Carter Smith. He was down there, and as the Morgan player was going to let the ball roll in down at the last second, he knocked the guy into the end zone, hoping the ball would continue rolling. That was a pretty good play by Smith. The ball ended up being down there, but not by the guy he drilled, that's for sure.
It's a big boot from Tavian Myers.
Okay, come on, defense. This is your opportunity here. Make a play.
It's going to be a give to Winland. And he's still running behind with some effort from his teammates there. Gets a lot on first down.
It was Winland. It looked like he handed it to the up back. Was he the first man in the formation there?
I believe it was. That is classic situation football. You have the guys pinned in on the 2-yard line. You have to get a stuff on first down and force them into a difficult down and distance situation, and Raiders couldn't do it.
Anton with Winland off to his right. He's got Houston in the backfield as well.
Oh, look out. We're going to throw
Anton looking left. He rolls out right. No one over there. He's just going to have to try to fight back towards the line of scrimmage.
Smart play that time by the quarterback. Didn't try to make something out of nothing. Number 34 ran him down. That's the often mentioned Bradley Spencer on another fine defensive play.
Yeah, that was great defensive discipline.
Yes, it was.
To keep Anton Corral to a minimal gain.
3rd down and 3 for the Tornadoes.
Under center.
Anton with a give to Winland. Winland's going to have the 1st down and more. He's running behind that line, still working his way. He gets to about the 30.
That was a great run right there.
I mean, have you ever seen a back follow his blockers any better than that?
Yeah, let's take a second look at this. He runs in between traffic this whole way. And just, wow, what an impressive run by Carter Winland.
I saw Elliott Foster get 2 downfield blocks that time. It's one thing you teach your lineman, don't look back for the running back. He's doing fine. You just keep going. He did a great job of that. That's Houston up back right there.
Yeah, the give goes to Houston.
Yeah, good luck with that. 6'2", 240 running straight downhill. I would be willing to bet Morgan doesn't have a player out there bigger than 240.
I don't think so either. 2nd down and about 4, it looks like. That's a good situation for the offense. They can do about whatever they want here. Good field position.
We'll see what this second short play call is. It's a give to Winland right. Winland just leaps his way to about the 45 before he's hit hard. Tackle made by Ponchak.
Yeah, that was a secondary player. Took the worst end of that contact from Carter Winland.
Yes, he did.
We're seeing some steady ball movement here in this quarter to begin this half from the Tornadoes. Kind of a rocky second half offensively. Second quarter, I should say.
2 wide receivers to Anton's left. We're going to go right back to Winland, and why not? He gets about 3 or 4 on that carry.
Well, the Morgan staff was upset with the young man that was playing on that defensive left side. Took him out, put another player in, and West End said, if he's your second best guy, we're going to go right at him. And they did.
It was just going to be the camera audio. It was going to sound like shit.
Yeah, Winland's getting yards in big chunks right now. He has to be closing in on 100 yards already in this one. He's busted a couple long ones, too.
She is adamant about hearing the bass.
So 3 in the backfield. They'll go to Winland on a pitch, and Winland showcasing some speed, leaps the defender, cuts left, and there he goes. Number 3 on the night. What a run. That's the most impressive one we've seen tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it, Dylan. That was everything you'd ever want.
Let's get a second look at this one, the Ohio Educational Credit Union instant replay. Hopefully they'll give us a second look at this hurdle. Oh, right over the potential tackler.
I think the track coach is going to offer him a scholarship.
And he never broke stride, Coach.
No.
He kept going downhill, down the field. As you mentioned, Dylan, 3rd touchdown of the night for number 10.
That's as close to a wide running play as we've seen. I mean, everything's been between the tackles. That's kind of a wide off tackle play to the right. Now that power I formation. Great blocking and great running.
Extra point is up and good, so a 28-0 score. Winland, 3 touchdowns on the ground, an interception on the defensive side. He's all over the place tonight.
5.5 minutes into this 3rd quarter, the Tornadoes have already reached the end zone twice, and we're just one more score away from a running clock in this one.
It's kind of a replay of the first quarter, Ted.
Yeah, sure is.
We'll see if the defense can keep the heat on, and then if the offense can come back and punch that 3rd touchdown across in this half.
Carter Winland definitely is on a mission here in this 3rd quarter. He's running with a purpose, to say the least. They certainly don't want to be that one for Morgan that you spoke of pregame.
Well, I think the youngsters have come out, as the fans would say, fired up.
Yeah.
They're playing with purpose right now, more so than they were in the second quarter. in this game. I mean, their offense was non-existent in that second quarter.
Yeah, it just wasn't as fluid.
No, not at all. Well, Dylan pointed out their first down was nearly at halftime.
Yep.
Yeah. Just after 1 minute. So now they're starting to control the clock and mention going to Winland, and that's exactly what they did to start this second half. As this one on the ground, probably the furthest kick of the night on the ground, as it's brought down about the 39 where Morgan will take over.
Jaden Reese picked that thing up, number 42. We've seen him come in and out a couple different times with the he's got that brace on the left knee, and he's not staying in on offense.
And signal caller Hayden Polly still limping as he trots out onto the field for this series. So you got to wonder
Oh, my.
how much longer you want to expose him.
This could be a pass rushing clinic here if he doesn't watch out.
4 wide receivers. They rush 3, and the pass just out of the reach of Dodd. He went for a quick screen pass there.
I like the play call, though. If you're going to pass the ball, get that out of his hands quickly. Try to get it one of your playmakers in space.
Well, we've seen the New Lexington Panthers have made a living doing that stuff. Throw a 1-foot pass and gain 60 yards.
That's fair.
So that ball was just errant. I mean, that receiver was wide open. That would have been a nice play.
6:22 to play here in the third quarter. Second down and 10 for Morgan. It's Polly taking the snap, rolling right. It was almost in the backfield, but a great chip block there by the running back Dodd. Pass complete for a first down. That goes to Hayden Banks.
Yeah, that completion will go for Polly, but it should go to Dodd.
Yeah.
Man, that's a nice pickoff.
Looks like he was going to whiff on that block, but he just got enough. Just a piece of the oncoming pass rusher. Tell you what, Polly on the move has been, he's making plays on these third down conversions and extending drives. It's a lot of grit from the junior quarterback. It's a fake to Dodd. Pressure in the face. He'll step right into it.
Man.
And he'll be brought down by 3 Tornadoes. One of them is Caden Fleming, celebrating the tackle for a loss there.
Well, you work all game to make a play like that, and you finally get a shot at it. You look excited. That doesn't bother me as long as he's not doing it in the face of the player you just sacked. Man, I've never liked that, but he's excited.
Ten seconds on the play clock for Morgan. Try to get it off in time. Dodd off to the right of Polly, takes the snap. Rolling left. A little bit of a lane before he's tripped down.
That's a 3-man pass rush. When you're chasing the quarterback out of the pocket with only rushing 3 guys, your offensive line needs to do a little better job.
And Hayden Polly still in significant discomfort. He's playing on one wheel right now, which isn't helping their cause.
Still running pretty well, though. Yes. He extended. He had the nice juke for a first down in the first half. So still extending plays with those legs, even though one seems to be a little bit banged up right now. Gone 4 wide for most of the night. They'll stay in that formation here. He's being chased down. Carter Smith brings down Polly, and the ball's on the ground.
And you just see the speed, the explosiveness of number 1 Carter Smith coming off the edge right here. Watch this. Hayden Polly never sees him coming.
That is quite a weapon.
Yes.
We had a kid at Crooksville named Trevor Welsh, and he was our weak side end, and he had that kind of speed. And if you didn't assign a guy to stop him, he wasn't a real physical guy, but he could run down any quarterback in the MVL. And that's exactly what Carter Smith's doing, coming off that weak side and just blowing past people. Wow.
It looked like he was shot out of a cannon right there.
Anton didn't have a chance.
It's been a busy night for Myers. Had a great punt the last time. This one punted deep and caught there by Connor Hill, where West Muskingum will take over.
Nice job.
Scored on their first 2 drives here the second half, and they're 1 away from a running clock with under 4 to play in the third quarter.
Carter Winland's kind of had his way here in the third quarter.
Oh, my. Well, so if you're Coach Brownrigg, what are you going to do here, guys? 3:34 left in the third quarter. You going to try to just pound that ball down the field and take all the fight out of this team, or are you going to let your quarterback air it out? I tend to think he's going to pound it.
I think he's going to run it too. And coming into this one, the Morgan defense, one of the few teams in the league that have given up 1,000 yards rushing already through 5 games. So, that was something that they went away from on the drives. They went 3 and out. They threw the ball multiple times.
Well, they lined up in the power I, and then they shifted with 2 split ends and a quarterback in the shotgun. They're going to run it.
They're going to run it with Houston. Off to the right, and he's showcasing his speed with that power as he gets across the 45 before he's brought down. Looking like Peyton Hillis out there.
Yeah, that's a large.
Oh, that's a great name from the past, big guy.
This is a large player, large man running downhill. Man, he got some speed for a 240-pound player. Wow. What a luxury as a coach. I mean,
well, it is. I mean, I'm telling you guys, to have runners in the backfield with that much talent and that much speed, it is.
They're going to pitch it to Winland. Winland to the left. Winland shrugs off a defender before he's being brought down there by Ponchak. Ponchak, I think we should credit. He's been making plays on both sides of the ball for Morgan.
Nice block that time by number 31. That's Cooper McKenzie. His block sprung Winland that time.
Winland, known for his power, but man, he's got great vision. Really patient. Waits for his blockers to get out ahead.
What I like about him, Ted, is once he makes a decision to go, that's it.
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't fool around and tippy-toe. I mean, he puts it down and goes.
Winland again on the carry. Get close to the first down mark.
And just the little things right there as the second defender was closing in. You can see Carter Winland protect that ball with his second hand, with his offhand.
Another tackle by Ponchak that time for Morgan. 54 just came off the field. He's a little shaken up for Morgan.
He was getting worked on out of the halftime break.
Yeah, that's one of their key guys on the defensive front.
Wyatt Fisher.
Yes.
So now 4 wide for the Tornadoes. Maybe they do air it out here, Coach.
Yep.
They motion Brownrigg, and they're going to do a jet sweep to him. He's got some blocks out in front before he's brought down. It was 2nd and 2. I think he got both.
I can check.
And he does. So they will move the chains there for the Tornadoes. Under 2 minutes to play, 28-0.
I think Braxton's going to have to pick it up if he's going to go on the family vacation this summer. Dad might not say, come on, pick your feet up, son.
So Anton with Winland to his left. He'll give right to him. And a big space and burst from the running back. And he's still on his feet. A flag is down as he trots his way into the end zone. Not sure if it'll stand. If it is, it's his 4th on the night.
I think they're going to call a guy for illegal use of hands down the field or block below the waist or something. Block in the back, maybe.
Yep. I think they are going to get that, Doug, but it's a spot foul, right? So it shouldn't affect their field position here too much.
Illegal block against the Tornadoes.
So that's exactly what it is, an illegal block for the Tornado offense.
Well, Winland kind of disappeared into a sea of white jerseys.
Yeah.
And then
he popped out.
Came out the other side.
Looks like we should have a 1st and short here. Is what the...
So Anton drops back, looks right, fires towards the end zone. Pass is caught as he inbounds.
That ball was caught.
It's caught for a touchdown.
Holy cow.
Wow, what a throw and catch. It's Carter Smith coming down with the score.
I thought sure he was out of bounds. This is a one receiver route, guys. There's nobody else out.
Look at that, throw and catch right there in his face. I mean, you couldn't defend that any better if you're Hayden Banks.
No.
I mean, so many playmakers stepping up this season in the absence of Rashid Cisse for this Tornadoes team. You just never know who it's going to be. And I think that's even more dangerous than having Cisse.
Well, when I was watching the game on the live stream last week, I saw a receiver for Tri-Valley come up with a catch about like that.
Yep. They've got a few good ones up in Dresden as well.
Took you 3 quarters.
So 35-0 your score.
3 touchdowns this quarter?
Yes.
Wow.
All 3 drives.
Yep. Now, unless the Morgan Raiders can find a way to get in the end zone, we're going to have a running clock for the remainder of this one.
Nothing like a little halftime inspiration.
You know, we talked about it. West End was the team walking off the field at halftime.
Yes.
Morgan running into the locker room.
Sure.
So,
They,
I wonder if Coach Brownrigg saw, it pretty much handled there in the second quarter. Let's fire things up. Let's go. And that's exactly what they did coming out here.
Well, Coach Brownrigg doesn't look to me like the kind of guy that's going to
Be
mess
silent.
around.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's going to be very direct. I think he's a very direct type of head coach, and I like that.
Not real surprised they came out a little lethargic because, weeks 2, 3, and 4, they played Licking Valley, Garraway, New Lexington. You can really get pumped up for those games.
You bet.
Then you get a game canceled.
Yes.
Then you play an 0-5 team on your homecoming, and these are teenage kids.
That's right. That's right. Sometimes you need a Bill Walsh.
Yes.
Sometimes you need a Vince Lombardi.
So West Muskingum getting ready to kick away. This one's in the air from Kuhn. First one we've seen in a while. I don't think the return man knew what he was doing, as this one is picked up and run left. And there's some great speed showcased. He gets a block. He's down the sideline. And there he goes. That's Shane Harney.
I think we're going to have a horse collar tackle, too.
You're absolutely right, Coach. I think we're going to get 15 more tacked onto this one.
So maybe that's why you don't kick it deep.
Well, the kickoff team ran way to the inside. There's supposed to be a guy on this sideline who's never supposed to come in. He's just supposed to be out there, and just for that reason. And there was no one there. Everybody sucked to the inside, and wow, they're lucky that didn't go for 6.
That's when sometimes you see a foot come out of the sideline.
Now, I'm from Kirksville, and I can tell you we never did that.
There was a guy years and years ago for Alabama.
Yes.
Came off the sideline and made a tackle, and they said, "Why'd you do that?" He's like, "It's just the Bama in me."
He's like, just so full of Alabama, I couldn't stand it.
He said, "It's just the Bama in me."
That's right. I saw him on a TV show. I think it was Ed Sullivan or something.
Yep.
An old rerun. I've never seen that.
Yes.
Is that the quarter? Nope. Timeout.
So officials coming together. It was originally 54 seconds on the clock. Now it shows the 12 minutes. If they're going to sort this out, it might be the end of the quarter. And that's exactly what it is. So end of quarter 3, 35-0. West Muskingum leads Morgan. We'll step aside. You're watching MVL football on South 60 Films. All right, we welcome back quarter number 4, and that's going to be it for quarterback Hayden Pauley as McGuire Winter takes over. We saw him earlier in the game when Pauley originally went down. A little playing time for the freshman, down 35, and that snaps on the ground. But it'll be a give to Dodd.
What? He faked me out. I thought the quarterback kept the ball there. He carried out that fake with precision. This kid's a freshman, you say?
Yeah.
Well, Morgan's got some new starters and a young team, and they played tremendous football in the second quarter.
Yeah.
But this is what usually happens to a young team that's overmatched. They play as hard as they can for as long as they can, and then the better team finally starts dominating the game, and that's exactly what West End has done.
So 4 wide receivers for this Morgan offense. Winner takes the snap, looks right, fires over the head of his intended receiver. That was Tavian Myers.
Won the game. Did we get a cut of Jeremiah's paycheck?
Paul's pass intended for Myers falls incomplete.
Kind of looked like he wanted to throw the screen, and then at the last second decided to throw
I think you're right.
to the
Ted.
other guy.
I think you're exactly right. I think he was definitely going to do that, and then all of a sudden just uncorked it to the receiver down the field.
Quarterback for the Raiders.
So 3rd down and 10. What a name for a quarterback. Winner.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Pistol formation for the Raiders.
Yeah. It's only second to the back judge here tonight. What's his name, Coach?
Will Fish.
Okay.
That's my favorite referee name of all time.
Will Fish.
You know something else I've noticed tonight, guys? I don't think West Ham's jumped offside once, and when we did the New Lex game,
Yeah.
it's like they had ants in their pants. They couldn't stay on the right side of the line of scrimmage.
They had 6 or 8 of those against New Lex.
Yes.
And I just wondered if it had a lot to do with Isaiah Stevens, his hard count.
Yeah, critical penalties in that game.
So now 4th down and 10. 3 wide receivers to the left. Winner takes the snap. He rolls that way. Keeps his eyes downfield, throws, and it was almost intercepted by Houston. That ball falls incomplete, where the Tornadoes will now take over.
Winner's pass broken up by West Houston.
Tell you what, West Houston could make a fine player at the next level. With his size, speed, skill set, you could really play him anywhere.
Oh, no doubt. So does the clock stop on change of possession?
I think it is. It stopped right now, 9:37. It has been running, as you mentioned, the running clock later. Now it'll pick back up.
Yes, it is.
Next up for Morgan, they're at John Glenn and then Sheridan.
Yeah, their schedule does not get easy.
No. No.
They scheduled some really tough non-conference games as well, so this Morgan team's really challenged themselves, to say the least.
This is a give right, and there's that burst we're seeing. This time, the running back is Grant Rogers, a sophomore, getting some work here, and it's like they breed running backs here.
Looks like Mr. Rogers is copying Mr. Windland's style. Get ball, go fast. I mean, that's it. Get ball, go fast.
Yes, sir.
Something I never did. Go fast.
So a running clock now. We're under 9 minutes to play.
Who's the quarterback?
Jake Anton still in the game.
Okay.
They motion West Houston left. They're going to give right back to
Get
Rogers.
ball, go fast.
He's kind of a change of pace from what we've seen out of Windland and Houston. Those are 2 really bruising downhill runners.
Yeah, but what I like about this kid, number 24, is that Rogers, is that his name?
Yep.
Grant Rogers. He's what every running back should be. He wants the ball on every snap because he thinks he's the only guy that can get it done. You know, running backs don't want to carry the ball. They're potential guards waiting to happen. That kid, he wants the ball every snap.
Getting a taste of varsity action, and he likes it.
Anton.
Give me another spoonful, he says.
He'll give it right back to Rogers. And there's that burst. Look at that speed past the 40.
Yeah,
Look, he's our first guy off the ground. He can't wait to get the ball the next time. He's saying, feed me, coach.
After this game, he's going to be like, see, I told you, coach. I told you I could do it.
You bet.
How many pass attempts have we seen? Just off of recollection.
In the second half, I can
Not
count them
many.
on one hand.
Yeah. They come out and establish that ground game right out of halftime, but not look back. So this time a fake to Rogers.
Look out. Look
Anton
out.
throwing deep. Pass
It's
is
on the
caught
money.
for a touchdown. Braxton Brownrigg comes down with it as Anton working his magic.
I think he just made the family vacation.
That's right.
Nice throw. Great protection. Look at this catch. I mean, right on the money. The defender's right there, but the defender let him get behind him. Just can't do that.
So many weapons on this Tornado football team. You really have to pick your poison.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't me that pointed out that they're not throwing the ball anymore.
That may be the last we see of Anton, though.
Could well be.
Anton, 3 touchdown passes in this one. 1 to Carter Smith, 1 to Brown Riggett, you just saw, and 1 earlier to Connor Hill. So 3 touchdown passes. He's up to 10 on the year with only 2 interceptions.
Hey,
Impressive work.
He makes really sound decisions. That's what you get out of a 3-year starter. And thinking back to his sophomore year, his first year starting, he did not look like this. He was not as confident. He was indecisive. He wasn't as accurate with his throws. And just to see his development over the past 2 years is really something. And you can't say enough about this West Muskingum coaching staff. They do an outstanding job. And we see the backup running back come in. You know, success breeds success. I mean, you know that better than anybody, Coach.
Well, you know, I thought going into this game, they're 2-2 and didn't get to play last week. There's probably not very many teams as good as them that's 2-2 right now.
Not at all.
They're an excellent football team. They're well coached. The Morgan Raiders played as well as they could for as long as they could, and you know, the physical strength of West M's team is just taking over.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, it was 58 seconds left when Isaiah Stevens connected with Carson Kellogg for the go-ahead score down here in the east end zone. And the same thing happened against Garraway. They lost in the very last minute of the game. So, well, this team could very well be 4-0 with 3 huge victories on their schedule.
No doubt. And Silas just kicked that one into the end zone.
He did, in the air.
Okay, you know, maybe it has something to do with the wind. How strong is the wind?
It's blowing that direction.
Yeah.
And we are here at Whirlwind Stadium up on top of the hill where the wind is always slightly stronger than down at ground level.
Guys, I was ready to put the red shoes on and start clicking my heels and say there's no place like home. Today about 5 o'clock at my house. I thought I was going to get blown away.
Yeah, ran into some really, really heavy rain on the way here.
Oh, yes.
But as soon about 15, 20 minutes before kickoff, the skies cleared, and we haven't seen a drop since. Very thankful for that. West Muskingum got to have their homecoming festivities and not get soaked.
A lot of young players in the game now. Looks like a second-team defense to me.
So McGuire Winter fires his first completion of the night.
Nice pass.
Brought in by Colt Brown, a freshman wide receiver.
Good move here by Coach Brownery to put his second-team defense in. There's not a starter out there. His team responded the way they wanted. He wanted them to here in the second half and dominated this game, put it away.
I got to say, he'll be pleased with the second half performance.
Yes. It's about 4:40 to play here in the final quarter of the game. Winter rolling right. He may keep this himself. Trying to get some blocks in front, and it's a solid run there from the freshman quarterback. Just trying to get some sort of room.
A little Friday Night Lights action on his belt there. Nice job, nice play, good read. Didn't have anything down the field and made a nice gain. Well, I'd say most of the guys we see out there now, they'll be playing tomorrow morning. Reserve game.
So 3:40 to play. Minute comes off the clock. Remind you it's running now. 35-0 lead, and this is a great little option read there by freshman quarterback.
Option.
Yeah. That's what exactly, a little RPO action.
Yep.
And the freshman carried that out with precision.
You know, that's a great thing about this game. I remember back in the day when the wishbone came out, and there was no way to stop it. And now the RPO emerged here a couple years ago. Oh, no way to stop it. Can't possibly stop that. But it's amazing how football goes through those kind of phases.
4 wide receivers. Winner out of the shotgun. He's going to give to Dodd. Dodd's been pretty busy in this one on the Morgan side. And he's been running hard.
Yeah, he did a good job to keep a hold of that football. Instead of putting it in his belly, the quarterback kind of put it on his shoulder pad.
Yeah, I thought he did too. I was waiting for that ball to squirt out.
So it looks like a mass sub from the defense.
Well, this is at this time of the game. You make one of those mass subs and you look up and you get your basic 9-man defense on the field if you don't watch out.
So second down for the Raiders. Winner takes the snap, and there's a whistle down. Or rather, a flag down. Whistle's heard.
Yeah, with very clean game as far as flags go here tonight. Neither team really penalized heavily.
No. Well, like we talked, it's week 6. Those penalties, you shouldn't be having offsides and motion penalties and that kind of stuff. We've seen some holding calls, but you're blocking a guy and he turns a certain way and you grab a hunk of jersey. Well, you're going to get caught every now and then. But it has been a very clean game.
It's those pre-snap penalties you really need to avoid.
Have we seen a fumble tonight?
I can't remember one.
No.
I don't think so.
Just a couple interceptions by West Muskingum.
So Winner keeping his eyes downfield. He'll throw incomplete.
Nice job.
This one brought in
some valuable playing experience for a young freshman.
Gage Roberts on the reception.
Freshman?
Another freshman.
Maybe that explains why this Morgan team is so small. They don't have any big guys. They're all freshmen and sophomores out there.
Yep. Well, Gage made that catch and it came off the sideline and got the play and took it into the quarterback. See what we got going here.
Under a minute to play here in the game. Another RPO.
Yep.
Winner's going to hold this one and keep it himself. Just tries to spin. He's brought down right about the sticks. They're going to say enough for the first down.
They may have time for another play.
I was just thinking the same thing.
So
See what
30 seconds.
Coach Seth Brown wants to do here with his final snap.
They will get one off here.
I'm going to zoom out.
As Winner throws and completes. Pass caught by Holt Brown. A couple catches for him on this final drive. And that's going to do it here from West Muskingum.
Nice tackle by Amari Harris, a freshman as well for West Muskingum.
So some valuable playing experience for these young kids here in the final quarter of the ball game, but West Muskingum right out of the halftime break blasted off offensively, ran the ball extremely well. He had a passing touchdown that we saw that went to Carter Smith, and they walk out of here after a week off with a 42-0 win.
Absolutely, homecoming night. Couldn't ask for anything more. Shutout. Carter Winlands found the end zone 3 times. Jake Anton tossed for 3 himself.
I think that opening kickoff return kind of set the tone for the Tornadoes here in the second half.
Sure did.
And, they scored on the first play after the kickoff return and dominated the game in every phase from that point on.
So the final score here from West M, 42-0 to the home team. They win on homecoming night. And Morgan falls to 0-6. But that will do it here from West M. We'll step aside and be back with a post-game show and let you know who the City Tire Pro player of the game is. But final from here, 42-0, West Muskingum. We'll be back with a post-game show momentarily.
You're watching the Tornadoes on South 60 Films.
We welcome you back to West Muskingum High School. You know, we got Doug Clifford, Ted Snyder, Dylan Kearns with you. We were treated to a one-sided affair here in this one with West Muskingum. We'll take a look at the highlights in this one here in the second half. You know, Jake Anton making good plays. Carter Winland rushes his third touchdown of the game there.
Yeah, well, they came out playing with a purpose in the third quarter, did the Tornadoes, led by Carter Winland, number 10. You see him right there with a nice hurdle.
I think that was the highlight of the night.
Yeah.
Winland leaps over a defender and works his way into the end zone. So they ran the ball well in the second half, but it was not just running the ball. We mentioned a few pass plays, but this was one of them. Look at that ball placement by Anton.
I still thought he was out of bounds. I mean, I couldn't believe he came down with the foot in bounds. Great play.
Great throw, even better catch. We're going to see another touchdown here to Brownrigg from Anton, his third touchdown pass of the night for Anton.
Right on the money.
Yep.
So, you know, we saw Anton throwing the ball really well. He connected with 2 here in the second half. And, you know, he had an impressive game on that front. We know we talked about Carter Winland's couple big runs. He had an interception as well. But I was impressed with the quarterback from West Muskingum tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. No balls on the ground, no interceptions. Ran the offense like he's supposed to as a veteran quarterback. Outstanding game.
Yep, third-year starter, made all the right decisions.
So 3 touchdown passes for him. He's going to go ahead and be our City Tire Pros player of the game. So impressive stuff from Jake Anton. Now, fellas, where do both teams go from here? Morgan falls to 0-5. I'll go to you, Coach, with this one. What do you think they're going to do? They go on the road to John Glenn, then they host they host Sheridan. So 2 tough opponents. What's your message to this team if you're in that locker room?
It's not going to get any easier. Nope. And I just don't think you can browbeat this team. They're playing a tough schedule. They have a young team. Just keep playing. Yep. Just keep playing. Good things will eventually happen. But I just don't think you can browbeat this team. You can't kick a dead horse and think it's going to come back to life. So
for West Muskingum now, we talk about coming off a game where they did not have a game last week, and they come out and they win tonight pretty handily here at home on homecoming, 42-0 final. They go on the road to Crooksville.
Right.
How do you think they're going to will they ride this momentum into that road matchup?
Talked about the cancellation a week ago. They played at home tonight. Their week 2 and 3 were home, so they've been at home for a month. So they're finally going to hit the road and play a very tough Crooksville team who was 4-1 coming into tonight. We don't know the results tonight, but they're playing like the old Crooksville Ceramics, like when this guy was down there on the sidelines.
Well, I think that Coach Brownrigg is going to tell his kids, we can't start playing in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. When you hit the field next Friday night on first play, you be playing. And so I think that'll be the challenge for the Tornadoes.
Yep.
Will be interesting to see how these two teams fare as they get on with their seasons as we move past the halfway part of the year. So a lot to be excited about as we move forward. But the final score from here tonight is West Muskingum 42, West Muskingum 22. We're previewing next week and forget who they played. They beat Morgan 42-0 here from West Muskingum High School. Once again, City Tire Pros player of the game goes to Jake Anton. 3 touchdown passes from the senior quarterback here on homecoming night. But that'll do it for Doug Clifford, Ted Snyder, Dylan Kearns, and everybody in the production truck here on South 60 Films. You've been watching MVL football on South 60 Films.